Have you ever felt like your dreams are impossible, or that the obstacles in your path are too great to overcome? What if I told you that over 2,000 years ago, a Stoic philosopher named Marcus Aurelius faced challenges far beyond what we could imagine and found a way to persevere? Today, we're going to explore how his Stoic wisdom can help you not only find your path, but also fuel your faith in your own destiny. In a world full of uncertainty and constant change, how do we stay grounded? How do we keep moving forward, even when life seems overwhelming? This question was something that Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history, grappled with every day. He was not just a Roman emperor. He was a man who faced immense personal and political challenges. Yet, through it all, he relied on the Stoic philosophy to keep his mind clear, his actions virtuous, and his faith in his purpose unshaken. Today, we're diving into how his teachings can help you manifest your destiny. How can Stoicism guide you through life's challenges? And what can we learn from Marcus Aurelius about having faith in our journey, no matter how difficult it may seem? Section 1. The Foundation of Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius' Beliefs. Let's start by understanding Stoicism itself, the philosophy that shaped Marcus Aurelius. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we have the power to control how we respond to them. For Marcus Aurelius, this was not a passive philosophy. It was about actively cultivating inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. One key idea was that our perception is our reality. For Marcus, this meant that how we view obstacles is everything. When facing adversity, he would remind himself that the obstacle is the way. This concept means that challenges aren't roadblocks, but opportunities to grow. Think about a tough situation you're facing right now. Instead of seeing it as something that's holding you back, what if you saw it as a lesson or an opportunity to strengthen your resolve? Marcus did this daily, turning every trial into a stepping stone. Transition. So, if the foundation of Stoicism is how we react to life's challenges, what does it look like to live with that kind of belief in yourself, even when things seem impossible? Section 2. Manifesting Destiny, the role of faith and action. Now, let's talk about the idea of manifest destiny, not in the historical sense, but in a personal one. What does it mean to manifest your destiny? For Marcus, it was about having faith in a greater plan, while also committing to personal action. He didn't wait for opportunities to come to him. He believed in shaping his future through his decisions, no matter how small they seem. Stoicism teaches that we must align our actions with our values and principles, trusting that if we do this, we will ultimately fulfill our destiny. Marcus was deeply aware of his mortality, reminding himself often that life is short, and so we must act with purpose and integrity in every moment. Let's say you want to change careers or start a business. The Stoic mindset here is not to sit idly waiting for the perfect time or for circumstances to align. Instead, it's about taking small, deliberate steps every day toward your goal. Marcus believed that by focusing on what you can control, you shape your destiny. Transition, but faith and action alone aren't enough. There's another critical aspect to navigating life's challenges that we must explore next: the art of inner peace. Section 3. Inner peace, finding clarity and purpose amid chaos. One of the most powerful tools Marcus Aurelius used to manifest his destiny was the pursuit of inner peace. Despite being an emperor, he faced wars, plagues, political intrigue, and personal loss. And yet, he found a way to maintain clarity and purpose. Marcus believed that true strength came from within, and that we must cultivate a quiet mind in order to hear our true calling. He would regularly remind himself that we are all part of a greater whole, and that, to live in accordance with nature, was the highest form of purpose. Imagine facing a major life decision, like moving to a new city or starting a new project. How often do we let anxiety and fear cloud our judgment? Marcus would advise us to step back, clear our minds, and focus on what we can control. It's through this inner peace that we align ourselves with our true path and manifest our destiny. Transition, but of course, no path is without opposition. Let's take a moment to explore what happens when things don't go according to plan. Section 4. Contrasting views, embracing failure and adversity. Not everything in life goes as planned. What happens when you fail? When your dreams seem out of reach or you face a setback? Marcus Aurelius would argue that these moments are as valuable as success. In fact, Stoicism teaches us to embrace failure as part of the process. He wrote extensively about how we should view failure not as something to fear, but as an essential part of growth. The greatest leaders and thinkers in history often failed many times before finding success, and Marcus himself experienced tremendous hardship throughout his life. Let's think about Thomas Edison, who famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Embracing failure as a part of the process is something Marcus Aurelius would have fully agreed with. Instead of letting failure defeat us, we use it to sharpen our resolve and strengthen our faith in our destiny. Section 5. The importance of self-discipline in Stoicism. Now, let's dive into the concept of self-discipline. For Marcus Aurelius, self-discipline was not just about resisting temptation, but about mastering yourself. He often wrote about the importance of controlling one's impulses, thoughts, and actions. In his view, true freedom comes from the ability to control yourself, rather than being ruled by external circumstances. Marcus was clear that without self-discipline, you cannot expect to achieve your goals, manifest your destiny, or find peace. This is a central tenet of Stoic philosophy, that we should focus on what we can control, our actions, attitudes, and reactions. Take a moment and think about a bad habit that's holding you back. Perhaps it's procrastination or a lack of focus. Marcus would argue that overcoming such habits requires constant self-reflection and the ability to train the mind to act in alignment with your values. By practicing self-discipline in small, everyday actions, we build the character needed to pursue larger goals. Imagine Marcus waking up every morning at dawn to begin his day with reflection, meditation, and action. This wasn't because he had to, but because he understood that each moment of self-discipline was an investment in his ability to lead, to think clearly, and to make the right choices in his personal and public life. He wasn't just a ruler, he was a master of his own mind. Transition. So, what does this self-discipline look like in our lives? What role does it play when it comes to overcoming obstacles and achieving our vision of success? Section 6. Living in accordance with nature. Another fundamental concept of Stoicism, and one that Marcus Aurelius frequently referred to, is living in accordance with nature. What does this mean? Essentially, it means recognizing that life has a natural flow and rhythm, things happen for a reason, and while we cannot control the universe, we can align ourselves with it. Marcus believed that to find peace and fulfillment, we must accept the natural course of things, including our own nature as human beings. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens, but rather understanding that some things are beyond our control and are part of the larger cosmic order. Think about the seasons. Just as the trees shed their leaves in the fall and bloom in the spring, life requires us to go through phases of growth, decline, and renewal. When we align ourselves with nature, we accept both the good and bad with equanimity, trusting that each experience is part of the journey. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on how fleeting life was, reminding himself that every day, every moment was a part of the natural cycle. In the grand scheme, our individual struggles and triumphs are but a drop in the vast ocean of time. Yet, this perspective allowed him to stay humble, grounded, and unwavering in his pursuit of virtue and wisdom. Transition. But if life has a natural flow, then how do we reconcile our ambitions with this cosmic order? Can we still pursue our desires without conflict? Let's explore that next. Section 7. Ambition and Contentment, the Stoic Balance. One of the most powerful yet difficult aspects of Stoic philosophy is balancing ambition with contentment. Marcus Aurelius didn't preach passivity. He didn't suggest we should abandon our desires or goals. Instead, he believed that we should pursue our ambitions with a spirit of detachment, free from the desire for external validation or outcomes. In today's world, we're often taught to chase success at any cost, to define ourselves by the things we achieve. Marcus would say that while ambition is natural, our attachment to outcomes can lead to frustration and anxiety. He reminds us that we cannot control external events, only our reactions to them. Marcus himself had vast ambitions as the Emperor of Rome, but he maintained his inner peace by keeping his desires in check and practicing gratitude for what he had, rather than always striving for more. Imagine a successful entrepreneur, someone who built their empire from the ground up. The Stoic would remind them that success is not in the outcome, but in the effort, the integrity, and the pursuit of excellence. Marcus, too, viewed his leadership not as a quest for power, but as a responsibility to serve others with wisdom and integrity. Transition. So how do we move from here? How can we ensure that we maintain this balance between ambition and contentment in the face of daily challenges? Section 8. The Power of Reflection and Journaling. One of Marcus Aurelius's most powerful habits was his practice of reflection and journaling. Every day, he would write down his thoughts, meditations, and reflections, often addressing his struggles, doubts, and desires. These writings, now known as meditations, offer insight into his Stoic mindset and his method of self-examination. Marcus used journaling as a way to process his emotions, clarify his values, and align himself with his Stoic beliefs. In fact, it was through these reflections that he refined his understanding of how to live a good life despite external challenges. If you're feeling overwhelmed or lost, journaling can be a great way to gain clarity. By reflecting on your thoughts, fears, and desires, you can better understand your own mind and make decisions that are aligned with your true values. Marcus didn't need a therapist or a guru. He used his pen as a tool to shape his thoughts and beliefs. Picture Marcus, sitting alone at his desk in the quiet of the evening, pouring his heart onto the paper. With each line, he sought peace, wisdom, and understanding, knowing that by reflecting on his inner world, he could better navigate the challenges of his outer world. His writings became a legacy of Stoic thought, a roadmap for generations to come. Transition. But as we dive into the depths of self-reflection, we also need to ask, how do we deal with the noise and distractions of the modern world that pull us away from this inner clarity? Section 9. The noise of the world overcoming distractions and finding focus. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions, social media, constant notifications, the pressures of modern life. These distractions can pull us away from our goals, our purpose, and our inner peace. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of staying focused despite the noise of the world around him. Stoicism teaches us that it's essential to maintain clarity in our minds and avoid getting swept up in the chaos of life. This doesn't mean isolating ourselves or ignoring the world, but rather cultivating a sense of inner focus and peace amidst the storm. Think about a time when you were overwhelmed by external pressures. Maybe it was a work deadline or a family issue. Marcus would encourage you to step back, center yourself, and focus on what truly matters: your values, your actions, and your purpose. In the face of distractions, he believed that maintaining a calm mind was one of the most powerful tools for success. Picture Marcus sitting in his palace, hearing the noise of the empire, political intrigue, demands from the Senate, the cries of soldiers. Yet, he found his peace in the stillness of his mind. He knew that to be effective in his role as emperor, he had to filter out the noise and focus on what was truly important. This was the power of his Stoic discipline. Transition. As we finish up, we must remember that this clarity and focus are not just for rulers or philosophers. They are for all of us. So how do we live a life of purpose, aligned with our values and Stoic principles? Throughout this journey, we've explored how Marcus Aurelius' Stoic wisdom can guide us to manifest our destiny and stay faithful to our journey. From embracing self-discipline and living in accordance with nature to finding balance between ambition and contentment, Marcus offers us timeless lesson. His ability to reflect on his life, stay focused amidst distractions, and rise above adversity makes him a model for how we, too, can live a fulfilling and purposeful life. Remember, your destiny is not shaped by external events, but by your thoughts, actions, and mindset. By applying the Stoic principles Marcus lived by, you can achieve peace, fulfillment, and success, no matter what challenges life throws your way. I want to hear from you. What aspect of Marcus Aurelius' philosophy resonates most with you? How can you apply Stoicism to your life? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom in their life.